In my playbook tonight, President Obama is going back to the base. Today, he went to the DNC headquarters to rally the grassroots activists to help him sell the health care plan, okay? Now, one supporter wanted to know what's the most important point about reform.
It's going to gobble up a higher and higher percentage of your income in terms of premiums and out-of-pocket costs. More and more employers are going to say, we just can't afford to provide you health insurance. Or if we do, we're going to push more and more costs onto you. You're going to lose more and more of your paycheck, even if you don't know it. The status quo is unsustainable. You've got to make sure that you explain that to folks. It's not as if we just stand still, everything's going to be okay.
Joining me now is Roy Sekoff, the founding editor of the Huffington Post. Roy, good to see you tonight.
How you doing, Ed?
What was the president doing today? Was this a makeup day or what?
Well, you know, he was trying to rally the base again there, Ed. But, you know, he's really fabulous and wonderful in these kind of settings, right? He's a born teacher, but he's still missing the key element, which is the fire. The steely resolve. I mean, he explained things very, easily and at ease and jokingly, but where was the fire? I mean, back in the 30s when Roosevelt was trying to pass the New Deal, he said that the forces, the entrenched forces against him, hated him unanimously, and he said, and I welcome that hatred. You know, we don't see that same fire from Obama.
You know, I viewed his move today over talking to the grassroots as mending some fences and securing the base, so to speak, because the very people that put him in office, there was a tremendous union effort. They're a little bit nervous about this. They're calling the markers in on it. I asked Andy Stern today on my radio show this question. He, of course, is the president of the largest union in the country, sure, the Service Employees International Union. Here it is. You believe that this is connected to the success of his presidency?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, we see people toting guns, which has, one set of issues that they want to bring forward. We have people talking about the stimulus. We have people talking about, Obama's Hitler even. But I think what people are saying is we are going to draw the line on Barack Obama's presidency, and health care is Waterloo, and we're going to win the battle, and that cannot happen. In some ways, the Republicans have done us a favor, and it's kind of like Cortez. They burned the ships. The only way out for progressives here is to pass a decent health care bill, and the only way out for Democrats alive is to do the same.
And, Roy, do you think the president thinks the same thing at this point after what we've been through the last 4 days?
Well, I'm not ready to start playing taps on his presidency yet, Ed, but, I think, obviously, there's more than just the politics of it. This is a key milestone issue for America, for making us a more just and moral society. And I'm afraid to say that he is still wavering. Even today, if you noticed in that interview he gave with Michael Smerconish, he said that he was still negotiating, still open to negotiating with the Republicans. And you know who he named? He named Charles Grassley, who said that we should be worried about pulling the plug on grandma, and he named Mike Enzi, who wants to break health care up into tiny little pieces and do it over a long period of time.
Why is he doing that? I mean, these folks have got half of the American people believing that there are death panels, that it's a government takeover, that Medicare is going to be wiped out. It's been all smear and fear and lies and deception, and the president still wants to talk to these people.
Yeah, Ed, here's the thing. Obama is a student of history. He talked today about how Roosevelt had been called a socialist when he was trying to pass Social Security, but he's failed to learn the key lesson, which is sometimes you got to fight, you got to fight hard, and you got to fight to the bitter end, and the opposition be damned. And that's something that happened with Roosevelt. If you studied what happened with Social Security, he was being battered from the Republicans and from within his own party, and he said, you know what, I'm drawing a line. I will not sign legislation that does not have the core values of what this is all about. And at the end of the day, Social Security didn't pass because Congress wanted it. It's because Roosevelt forced it and demanded it. And that's what Obama has to do.
And we should point out that there may be a new fire lit under the base in this country because all of the protests are not anti-reform. For instance, Robert Wexler down in Florida, supporters including a marching band showed up at Congressman Robert Wexler's town hall in Florida. So are the positive forces, have they been reignited, and are we headed for a march on Washington? What do you think?
Well, you can never underrate the appearance of the tuba, Ed. When the tuba comes in, you're talking serious business. But no, I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, the public option has to be on the table, and it has to be pushed through, because without it, there is no real reform.
And Obama, the president, sooner or later is going to have to say, that's non-negotiable. This is where we're going. Right. If you guys aren't on board, forget it. Roy, good to have you on tonight, buddy.
Good to see you, Ed.
Thank you. You bet.